Hello students, welcome once again to my channel, and we are looking at a question on the limit. Now we have the limit as s approaching 0, 6x sine 6x minus sine 9x all over x. Now we are to find the value of that. So we have the solution here. Now so we have the limit as s is approaching 0. Now what I'm going to do over here is that I have sine 6x over x minus sine 9x over x, right? It is the same. So we have the next one, sine as s approaching 0. Now what I'm going to do over here is to multiply this side by 6. So I'm multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by 6. Now so I have sine 6s over x multiplied by 6 over 6, then minus 9 sine 9x over x multiplied by 9 over 9. Now I'm multiplying both sides by 6 because when I 6 cancel, it cancels out, then I still have my sine 6x over x. Then over here too it cancel out, then I still have sine 9x over x, right? Okay, so what we are going to do next is that we are going to make an analysis over here. Now we have the limit of trig identities. The limit of trig identities, taking for instance, if you have a function f of s being equal to sine x. Now if you look at sine x, as s is find the limit of sine x as s is approaching infinity, you realize that it will be less than pi over 2. So which means that it is going towards 0 as s is approaching 0. So let's consider these values over here. So let's take values of x. So we have values of x. Let's consider 4 values of x. So let's say we have the first value as, let's say, 1.5. We have 0.1, and let's say we have 0.001. So let's say we have this. Now if we find sine x, which means that sine 1.5 is just 0.9975, then sine 0.1 is just 0.998. Now sine 0.001 is just 0.0009, right? Okay, so we have this. Now you realize that as s is decreasing, that is as s is approaching 0, because we said we are taking the limit as s is approaching 0. So as s is approaching 0, you realize that sine s is also approaching, approximately it is approaching 0, right? Now let's look at this function too, f of s being equal to sine x over x, right? So let's take some values of x. So let's consider some values of x over here. So let's consider some values of x. Okay, so let me put one here. So we take x here, then let's say we have sine x over x, right? So let's consider about 4 values of x and see. So we have 1.5, and let's say 0.2, let's say 0.01, and also we have 0.001. So when x is 1.5, then the whole of this is basically 0.665. Then when x is 0.2, then we have 0.993. Then we have 0.999. Then we have 0.999. Now you realize that for this one, as s is approaching 0, you realize that sine x over x is increasing. So approximately it is going toward 1. Approximately sine x over x is approaching 1. So basically from this analysis, then therefore from what we have over here, from what we did over here, let's write it well. So from what we did over there, this should tell us that if we have the limit as s is approaching 0, then you have sine x over x, then which means that approximately it should be equal to 1. So we have it as equal to 1, right? So if we have this relation over here, then which means that starting from, continuing from here, so which means that from here, let's write it well. So we have sine. So I can write it sine 6. Okay, so let's put it this way before. So 6 sine 6x over 6s, right? Minus 9 sine 9x over 9x, right? So we have that here as s is approaching 0. So with this, now let's take the limit of this side and the limit of that side. So we have so let's bring the 6 out. So take the limit as s is approaching 0, sine 6x over 6x, right, minus 9 outside, then the limit as sine 9x over 9x as is approaching 0. Then you realize that the whole of this, as you said over here, look at the relation over here, sine x over x is equal to 1. So which means that the whole of this goes to 1. Then so the whole of this goes to 1. Then also the whole of this goes to 1. And therefore we have 6 minus 9, which is basically minus 3. Yeah, so we find the value of the equation. Yeah, thank you very much, and I will see you in another section. If this is your first time on this channel, please subscribe and also hit the notification bell for more tutorial videos. Thank you very much.